Do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.
Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Willie Jolley.
This is
Dee Taylor-Jolley, my beautiful bride of 40 years. We're the authors of the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, 10 Secrets to Shape a Great Marriage. We do have a great marriage. We've been married for 40 years. We dated for 4 years before that. And but we haven't had an argument in 38 years. So it's amazing, but it's true.
But it doesn't mean we all.
No, we don't always agree, but we got a system. System works, and we want to share with others about that system. But I want to greet people wherever they may be coming in from all over the country and around the world. We must let everybody know we're grateful for all our folks around the world who watch this broadcast every Monday night at 9 o'clock. We're asking a big favor, folks. We need a big favor. With everybody, hey, Greg and Linda are watching from West Virginia this week. Melissa D. Hall, I met her at the Congressional Black Caucus.
Yeah.
She interviewed me. We're on a 90-day plan for her to be on national television. Am I right, Melissa? I'm standing in agreement with you on that. She was a fantastic interviewer.
She interviewed you on the podcast?
Yeah, no. You remember when we were selling books after my panel?
Yes.
And I stepped away.
Uh-huh.
And a lady was standing there because she wanted a book. I said, I'll be back. I went to do the interview with Miss Melissa, and she's just a dynamic young lady. And so I'm standing in agreement with her that the world is going to realize how brilliant and talented and gifted she is. So anyway, we want to thank her.
How are they going to realize it unless she continues to do
what she's doing
beyond the call of duty?
That's what she's doing. Okay, and now she's connected to us because she's on the show today. So thank you, Melissa, for being on. Greg and Linda, all the others around the world who are joining in wherever you may be. And I also want to shout out those who watch this every week on the Jolley Marriage Show on YouTube. We are surprised at the CBCF event. We were walking around a
lot of walking.
We did a lot of walking, but what that called? The conventions area. The exhibit hall, and people would come up to us and say, "We watch you on Monday nights, or we watch you on the YouTube, on LinkedIn, on the replays." What? Yeah, we really love you. Have saved our marriage. Wow. Thank you. I need everybody to do me a favor. Melissa, you can help me do this. We have A Jolley Marriage on Facebook, A Jolley Marriage on. It was A Jolley Marriage on Instagram, but Instagram changed their protocols, and we found out we didn't have enough followers on Instagram to go live. So we need everybody to tell everybody to follow us on A Jolley Marriage on Instagram so we can get those numbers to the point where we can go back to broadcasting on A Jolley Marriage on Facebook, A Jolley Marriage on Instagram, and Willie Jolley LinkedIn Live. So Melissa, I need your help on that. Greg and Linda, I need your help on that. Everybody, I need your help on getting that done. Okay, let's talk about tonight's topic. We know for those who are regulars, we encourage you, if you got a relationship issue, problem, situation, circumstance that you need some advice on, to send us an email at info@williejolley.com. info@WILLIEJOLLEY.com, and we will try and address that issue, and we'll give you our best thinking on it. We are not marriage counselors. We are marriage mentors. We've been married for 40 years. We have a wonderful marriage. We really like each other. We're together every day, about 20 hours a day. We're together. She gets up at dark 30. She gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning and goes to yoga in the gym at 5 a.m. What kind of ungodly hour is that? Whoa. Yeah, anyway, I get up a few hours later, and that's when I go to the gym. And when we're traveling, we were in Atlanta. Oh, shout out to all the folks at the Emmerich Group. We met in Atlanta last week, Tuesday and Wednesday. We had a fantastic time. I spoke for it's called the Great Banks of U.S.
The best
banks of America conference. Mm-hmm. And I talked about
community banks and mid-America banks.
I don't know. Anyway, I talked about my new book that's not officially released yet, but the president, Roxanne Emmerich, I told her about it coming, and she said, can you get books printed for my conference? It's going to be in September. So we got some early pre-release versions. I recommend you get a copy of this version, and put it on your shelf. Even if you get the ones we print later and you have hundreds of copies, this one is going to be one that's called a collector's edition, because it is a pre-release first edition, first printing copy. And it will be of greater value in time than you can imagine. So you can go to richisgoodwealthyisbetter.com. richisgoodwealthyisbetter.com. Get copies for your family members so they will have the asset. This book is about two things. One, most people want to be rich, but I found out many, including myself for many years, did not know want to be wealthy, but they didn't know what wealthy was. They were working hard, making money, but really what they're doing is getting rich. And that's good. That's good. But wealthy is better. But you can't hit wealth if you don't know what it is. And so really hard to hit what you can't see, and harder to hit what you don't know. The second part of this is the book is for people who have worked hard, struggled, sacrificed, scrimped, and saved to create a nest egg. And as the gentleman said to Dee that she shared with me, the man said, my biggest fear is my children will not treat my money like I treated it, that they will squander it. They'll go through in months what it took me decades and decades and decades to build. He said, that's my biggest fear, that they will see this as a payday where they can party rather than a blessing that they can build on.
So the book helps to educate.
That's right. It's like a sequel to the great book, Think and Grow Rich. He said, think and grow rich. Now I'm saying rich is good, but wealthy is better. Next level. Okay. Rich is good, wealthy is better.com. Get your copies. Okay. Let's get it on, little pretty lady. So here's the situation. Email. A young lady said, I want to win in my arguments with my husband. And sometimes I say things that I didn't mean, but in the heat of arguing, I want to win so bad that I say things because I want to win. And then it creates some issues that take a long time to get over. And so the topic tonight is trying to win by using words that wound, that and why that's a bad strategy. Let me say it, when you're trying to win by using words that wound your significant other, that and why that's a bad strategy.
I think you need to unpack, because we talked about this a little bit, and it's, why do you need to win? I mean, there are a lot of pieces.
Well, that's because people think in arguments, I got to win. I got to get my way, it's got to be the way. Particularly people, well, not all particularly, I want to say particularly people who are newly married. But a lot of people have been married a long time still do that foolishness. It's really crazy. Like we said to the lady we met at a church in Baltimore where I spoke at. And she came up and got the marriage book. And she said, I need the marriage book. And I think Dee said to her, how long you been married? She said, like 54 years. We said, why you need to marry Brooke? You've been married 6. She said, it's been 54 years of misery. Ooh. 54 years of misery. She said, it's been miserable. But I had children and I was a homemaker and I just stayed. But it's been miserable because my husband and I got off track a long time ago. So not just newlyweds, but we see it in newlyweds who when they're going to argue, they get a mindset, or maybe they've come from a mindset, or they looked at too much television or reality shows that say, well, I got to win. So then once they get in that mindset, they want to win so hard, they use words that wound.
Okay, so let's go back to ask the specific question.
Yes.
Why do you need, this is your mate?
Yes.
Your soulmate, the person that you're with till death do you part, or
most people say that, but they don't really mean it. they say I do. We went to a wedding we went to a wedding on Saturday. Beautiful.
My thing is, let's see how this plans out if I'm still around in 10 or 20 years.
Yeah. Do you take men, this guy, for better, for worse, for richer, for poor, and sickness and health? Yes, I do. And
until it becomes inconvenient.
Until the worst comes up, the sickness comes up, or the poor comes up. And then they out.
Let's go back to...
Okay, so your question again is, why must you want to win?
Why do you need to win against your partner? Partner, you're in this together. So I think that's a fundamental issue that until that is answered, and we don't have the answer to why they feel they need to win.
No. We
at all costs.
We have the answer because that comes from a cultural perspective. Let me give the answer. In marriage, the goal is not to win the argument. The goal is to settle the argument. This is big. I want you to write that down. Those of you who have struggled with this in your marriages, the goal should always be not to win an argument. It should be to settle an argument. And in our book, we talk about the people we've interviewed who've been happily married 30, 40, 50, 60 years, who have learned that it's better not to fight each other, but to gang up, to come together, the two of you gang up on the problem. Whatever the problem is, that's what you attack, rather than you attacking each other. So let's first deal with this: words that wound. The words are powerful thing. We all heard. Go ahead.
I was going to say that is a learned behavior too.
Yep.
I mean, this becomes a very complicated thing. Is it Gary Gottman? Is it Gottman?
Gottman.
Who
Gary Chapman and John Gottman.
John
Gottman,
who has written many books, and one talks about the 4 horsemen that destroy relationships.
Ooh, why don't you tell me? Do you know what they are?
Funny you should ask.
Funny I should ask. But Miss Research is going to come up and tell you. You know she does research on every show. Criticism.
That's one of the 4 horsemen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you kind of mentioned that in our book.
Mm-hmm.
Criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling.
Ooh.
I know we specifically talk about
Let's go over those again. Criticism, contempt. Mm-hmm. Is that what you said?
Contempt. Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Defensiveness, and
stonewalling.
Mm-hmm. And so I think, and when you read through Gottman's book and some of the, it's kind of like over the course of how many years have we been doing this? 2 or 3. It comes down to really understanding yourself and why you say certain things. You're thinking it, but why are you why are you even thinking it and then saying it when you know that the words that are coming out of your mouth are going to hurt somebody?
Right.
So you have to get to what is that core thing in you that makes you feel you want to hurt this person that you supposedly love?
Because you want to win. You get in an argument about. I mean, sometimes people argue about foolish stuff. It's not foolish, silly, and
well, it's not. I don't think it's silly to them.
No. When we went to lunch with a couple, and y'all noticed just now how she raised her hand and I stopped, or she'll interject, or I will interject. And they were amazed at how it didn't bother us all when I'll cut her off and go in, I got to tell you something. And she'd do the same for me. They said, she said, if he cut me off, we're about to have a problem. And that's a learned mindset.
Or maybe when we say a learned mindset, we're coming from, or we might have come from different cultures, different ways that family members or families handle different situations.
Right.
So maybe in one person's family, everything is an argument. It's a fight to the finish. If that's what you learn, I think that's what you do. Unless you then go to, everybody needs counseling, I think.
Everybody needs some counseling.
The more I am exposed to just the different situations and things that people, we all need counseling.
Yeah, we do.
Because you have to say, well, where did that thought come from? Why am I acting like this? Do I really want to say ugly things to somebody that I love? And when you use those words, what does it do to the person?
And then there criticism, but contempt. Contempt is a very, very powerful word. Because
what does that? When you say contempt, what does that mean?
Contempt means I've got some real animosity built up in me because it wasn't resolved. So you might have said or done something and it never got resolved and I'm still holding it. Okay. So that is why we tell people one of the secrets of all the people we met who had been long-term successfully married, they said, don't take today's problems into tomorrow. Solve the problem today. The Bible says, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. Okay, don't you fix it before you go to sleep. And that's something we have done for years. You know, as I said, we don't always agree, but we don't dwell on stuff. Oh, we don't hold on to stuff. We get it fixed. I'll apologize, or she will apologize, because we're on the same page. We want to win. Oh, so what? Before I forget, here's what I want everybody to do, because somebody has already said that this is one of their problems. Here's what I want you to do. Go to the Jolley Marriage Show, jolleymarriage.com. Watch the TED Talk. You and your significant other, watch it together. Because we talk about our system for not arguing. And it works. And we've had so many couples who adopted and embraced our system. It's easy. 4 points. Be friendly, be frank, be fair, be focused on a win-win. And it's so simple, yet the big problem that most people have with not arguing or using our formula is not the formula. It's very simple. It's your self-set. And Greg, thank you. It's a great TED Talk. Thank you, Greg. Linda and Greg Kazera. Go see that. It's free, Free, and watch it with your significant other. Then get the book. Get 2 copies of the book. Every couple should have 2 copies, one for each one of you. Read it. Have your own copy. Read it right in the corners. And then talk about each chapter. Okay. Let me deal a little bit about this. Criticism, contempt. What was the other?
While you're looking for criticism, contempt, defensive,ness, and stonewalling. So you have to. So even if you go and you view, you listen to the TED Talk, you say, okay, so here are the steps. The bottom line is, we're not fighting each other. We're fighting this particular situation. How do we attack this problem? But But still, I do believe that before you can effectively, because we can have all the steps in the world to get from point A to point B, if you're not honest with yourself as to why you feel, why did it even come up that you would say ugly things to somebody you love?
But when you're heated, D, here's what when you're heated, when you're angry, people.
But if I'm annoyed with you, I'm not going to say things that I know would hurt you.
Oh, you wouldn't say it, but people, when they are arguing, when they're angry, and she says, I know I didn't mean it, but I wanted to win the argument.
So you wanted to hurt the person
Yes.
that you love. And I am saying has to get to the core as to why this is a solution.
It's a stupid strategy. It's a stupid strategy because when you hurt that person, what you're doing is creating more contempt. And you already said criticism, contempt. That thing is in them. They might take that.
You know what?
They might take that hit, but they don't like it. Okay, they don't. They live with it.
You can't unhear the horrible things somebody has said.
Ooh,
you cannot unhear.
That's good, D. Write that one down. That part. Okay. You cannot unhear.
You cannot unhear. You can say, I'm sorry forever. Person can say, okay, I accept your apology, but the scar is there.
Yep.
It might heal, but it's kind of like you scar and you got a keloid, so there's evidence that it was.
She preaching now. There. You better preach. Go ahead, D. Go ahead. That's good. That's good.
So I'm saying when we look at, well, how do I talk to this person that I love, I'm supposed to love? I don't want to hurt the person because you're part of me. So I don't want you going around feeling resentful because of what I said. I don't want you to feel, because what the wrong words do also, it helps to destroy your self-esteem.
Yep.
So why would I want? That's what I'm saying. Everything deals with yourself first. So what's the book? What was the course that I taught that deals with your who are you? When you unpack yourself, and a lot of us don't want to deal with who we really are on the inside. Okay. How we were born, like some of us are born and we talk and think at the same time. I can't do that. Some people are much more introverted, so to study yourself, once you learn how you are and you're honest with yourself, it is easier to communicate and be caring to someone else.
Right. Let me read what you just talked about. Gottman.
What?
John, well-known marriage counselor, right out of our book, John Gottman, says stonewalling is usually a male issue. It is when someone refuses to communicate and say things like, this is the end of this conversation, or do whatever you want, or no mas, I'm done. That also sounds like I'm not talking to you. Often this is a behavior that is taught to young men along with the concept of being strong, silent, and never crying. This is an old-fashioned and destructive way of thinking. Another one is withholding information and giving your spouse the silent treatment. This typically is a female way of communicating, like shutting down for all communication and hoping your spouse figures it out, and that is not a wise way to keep the communication lines open. Though it isn't wise, it happens all the time. One of our friends shared that she was shut down and cut off all communication with her husband when she was angry, and her marriage ended up in divorce. How can you communicate if you refuse to talk? The answer sounds obvious, but people behave this way all the time without considering what an absurd tactic it is, without thinking about the long-term impact. I told you, this is a stupid strategy. Don't be stupid, and don't get stuck on stupid. Here's what you want to do. You want to be able to say to your spouse, look, let's work this out. It's not about winning. It's about settling the argument and going forth, and we winning together.
So we can get along
win
together.
Yes, we got to stop this. This has got to stop. And so many people are doing it. Using words that wound. And then they're sorry afterward. Look, words are like toothpaste. Once they're out of the tube, you can't put them back.
So I want to go back to we're talking my side of it. I am saying we need to analyze ourselves, to ask the question of ourselves as to why am I doing this? Now, that might mean you need better help. Is that where you get?
Maybe. It's a lottery. I think you answered you've got to ask yourself, why do I feel I have to win?
Yes.
In this argument, what is it that is inside of me that makes me feel? Is it my upbringing? Is it how my parents were? Is it somebody I know that I see it on TV? So what gave me the impetus to do this?
So we need to unpack that. And sometimes this is why I have an issue with a lot of social media, because with a lot of social media, it's the drama, the algorithms, which are attractive.
Oh. There's a podcast, and I've never heard it, but the commercial is how the lady says, how important it is to be brutally honest. You got to be brutally honest. Yeah. You got to be. It's a young person. And I say,
this was a commercial?
It's for a podcast. It's a promotion for a podcast. You know, this is about being brutally honest. You got to be brutally honest. No, that's not smart. Being brutally honest is not smart.
Do you know what I think?
Being honest and kind is, but brutally honest is mean-spirited, contemptuous.
I think that's an excuse for people to be out of control.
To say,
I really do.
And it's an excuse for people to also say mean stuff, because I'm just keeping it real. I'm being brutally honest. Brutally honest is not the way to get things accomplished for the long term. Oh, you might win in the short moment, but in the long term, you lose. Don't be brutal. I'm never brutally honest with Dee. I'll say, hey, Dee, you need to fix that. But I'm not brutal. Brutal is mean-spirited.
Mean-spirited.
Yeah.
That's what. But I think that people enjoy that.
Yeah.
So again, for me, it goes back to analysis of why do I feel the need to be brutally honest and say ugly things that I already know are going to hurt you.
Right.
And then I'm sorry.
Yes.
And then the deed is done.
Someone said that they really appreciate this message, and they want to have a relationship like ours, I assume. But at 45, it's discouraging. Don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. Here's what I want to say, that many great relationships come when you're ready. You know, the old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. When you're ready and you say, I'm ready now.
That means you're ready to learn. That means you're ready to read. That means you're ready to listen.
Let me recommend this for that person. There's a chapter in the book. I was talking about it somewhere on a radio interview this week. For those not yet married, for those how to separate the prospects from the suspects, and it gives you some tools so that you will be able to find the right person. Gives you some tests and tools. Get the book. Get 2 copies, one for you and one for her or him when they show up, and say they need to read it too, because they're going to show up when you become ready. Our time is
kindness.
Up.
You know what?
Kindness.
It's kindness. And I think today, with the climate that we have to practice.
Yes.
Kindness. And for some of us, we don't even know what that is.
So we got to work on it.
So the culture is combative.
Yeah, see, the culture combative. The culture is brutal.
Do you want to come
the culture
home
is contemptuous.
And battle with this person that you are living with?
No, that's no fun. I like being with you and not arguing. And it's so much nicer when I've had the relationships, 45 years ago, where there was arguing. I don't want that. That's too much stress. I love being with you. We don't
Do you know
argue.
stressful?
Ooh, you just
Stress is a major health problem.
It makes you sick.
Especially today. Well, I went to the ophthalmologist. We go to the ophthalmologist. My brother actually went to the ophthalmologist and said today his eye pressure was down, which is a good thing.
Uh-huh.
But they test the pressure in your eyes as a way of also determining your stress level.
Wow.
And often I really never really paid it any attention. But if it's below 22 is when you're like, oh, too much pressure, stress, and that kind of stuff. So
above 22.
Above 22 and above. That's what my ophthalmologist said.
All right, we got to go, Dee. Our time is up. Our time is up. Our time is up. Our time is up. Thank y'all. Was this good? Remember what we said. A couple of things to remind you. Don't win the argument. Settle the argument. Throw the argument over the fence the issue over the fence as the enemy, and you two team up to defeat.
So the goal is not to win. The goal is to settle. Is to come to an agreement.
That's right.
As to how.
Thank you for all who said it was great. Thank y'all all.
Situation.
Second,
and it takes practice.
Get 2 copies of the book. If you're in a relationship, get at least just go to jollymarriage.com, get copies right now, or get the bundle, which is 2 books, 2 workbooks, an audio book, and a CD seminar. And then for those who want to get a collector's edition before it is officially released, go to winwithwillie.com, winwithwillie.com, or
Rich is good, wealthy is better.
Rich is good, wealthy is better. Rich is good, wealthy is better. This is going to be probably my biggest selling book of all time. And you want to get the first edition copy signed and autographed. So get that. Thank y'all for your time. We'll see you next week. God live willing. We're
going to work on gentle words.
Oh, one last thing.
What?
At this event on last Tuesday and Wednesday in Atlanta, one lady after another came up to me and said, "Is it true you're going to have a seminar? A marriage seminar? I want to come. Even if I'm single, can I come?" Right? Didn't they ask you that? Yeah. And so we're looking for first quarter, somewhere in early. I said
April, and I'm looking at.
We're trying to work out our schedule for next year.
Marriott Della. So it's work. I got lots of projects.
We got a lot of projects, book, radio, and hopefully you listen on Sirius XM. My guests tomorrow night, Thursday night will be. It was Saturday. Great interview from the #1 motivational speaker in Australia. His name is Pat Mesiti. Fantastic. All right. Our time is up. See you next week. God bless you. Thank you, Kazaras. Be well. And thank you, Gladys. I know you're watching, Gladys Pemberton. And see y'all next week.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.